If you like this video, hit that subscribe button. I put out new Storybook Brawl videos every single day at 9:30 p.m. EST, and turns out most of you guys aren't subscribed yet, so what are you waiting for? I'm a pretty small channel, so I do also pay a lot of attention to comments and likes, so let me know what type of content you guys want to see. Enjoy the video. What is up, everybody? I'm NoLucksGiven, and today we are back with Game 5, the final game for Week 2 of the Brave Princess division of the Questing League. And we're finally able to start turning some things around here with these last two games and find some wins. A little bit of a spoiler, but if you've watched any of the other previous videos or watched the coverage live on Twitch, then this has already been spoiled for you. And if you want to be even more spoiled, you can also catch coverage and watch me playing this live at 10 a.m. EST this Sunday, December 12th at twitch.tv/NoLucksGiven. So go ahead and feel free to check me out live there, or I will be providing post commentary on YouTube like I do. If I think any of my commentary or reactions were particularly noteworthy from that stream, I might splice them in here. I was streaming without a camera, so if you ever hear me talking in this video but don't see a camera, that means that we are looking at some live commentary. On to the actual game, though. A free roll for Merlin is really, really good, and just means that you get that free +2/+1. And I also really like Happy Little Tree because it's just a good unit to put buffs on because it's going to buff itself. Unfortunately, we should have taken the Shortwood Sure Shot as we lose that combat there against a Krampus Bad Billy, but we are able to lock a Sugar and Spice plus a Wizard's Familiar, which gives us an incredible turn 2 board here, a 4/5 plus a 4/3. So things are going pretty good for us right now, and while the result of this game has been spoiled, and if you were potentially watching live coverage, you would have even seen the commentary towards the end of this game. One of the things that you might not have gotten to see is the fact that I am able to pick up a Holy Grail in this game. And that really propels me. I mean, I was doing pretty well before I pick up the Holy Grail, but then once I pick up the Holy Grail, things get a little bit bonkers. Typically on turn 3, you pick up 2 units. However, as Merlin, I think that there's definitely a case to be made for just casting a spell and picking up 1 unit. And part of the reason for that is Merlin doesn't actually need to have a bunch of units, because the more units that you have, the more chances that you land that Merlin buff onto something that you're not really going to have stick around anyways. So for that reason, I roll instead of picking up the Baby Root, and then just wind up picking up the Baby Root when nothing else is left in the shop for us. And Baby Root is fine. It's going to give us a little bit more staying power on the 2 units that we have, though against Gwen can have absolutely anything here. We are going to deny a Slay, though. That is pretty sweet. And we will also be able to win this combat because of the Baby Root. Yeah, my opponent going for a knighthood on Ogre Princess there is really sweet, really cool, but unfortunately we do deny them the Slay. But the awkward part, of course, being that you don't want these triggers to land on Baby Root, so you don't really care about keeping it around for too long, but you know, it's fine. It won us that combat for sure. Nothing else would have, so that's still sweet. Gonna go for a Mixawazzle here on my Wizard's Familiar and roll a huge donkey. So we're definitely going to be winning this combat, I would think. And then we will pick up a Stag and then just do another roll. And I don't hate the Brave Princess here. It would be a reasonably early pickup for Brave Princess, and then I guess I would just be casting like the Luna's Grace and then buying the chicken. I don't hate that for a turn 3 play. or a 3.1 play rather. So I'm fine locking that shop here. We see my opponent as a Fallen Angel is pretty large. They've hit their power spike. They've got 6 units, 3 of each. So they are going to be looking pretty powerful. And this Princess Peep is going to be spawning 3 3s and even a 6/6. So really strong showing from them there. And we are going to lose to them as well. And there you have it. That is the questing league. People just have some really powerful stuff going on. The debate here is, do I want to play Luna's Grace before or after I buy the Brave Princess? And I think I'm going to go for after. And this also potentially allows the trigger to go on the Brave Princess, which wouldn't be that bad. But I do believe that I wind up getting the trigger onto the Baby Root here. So yeah, that's what I said. One of the reasons to not really love Baby Root. It's also one of the reasons why Chicken is a little bit more awkward on Merlin than it is on any other hero. But we are looking pretty dang powerful here, I think. And we only have like the Stag as opposed to the Brave Princess. Like, not really too many opportunities to get level 3 treasures, but the Chicken and the Baby Root can easily be sold off, and we can try to find some level 3 treasures from them. And then otherwise, we're really just going to focus on scaling. I say level 3 treasures because obviously Hatball Merlin is the dream, but short of that, there are still some powerful things we can do. Hitting that Peep is really good to start things off, and we get some decent combat RNG there. And looks like there would even potentially be a little bit of a chance for us to double slay, but we're actually just too big with that buffed up Baby Root in the back there. So yeah, here, like, you almost want to sell the Chicken, then buy the health potion, and then buy the Chicken again. So I think that is what I go for, yeah. So that way the buff can't go on the Chicken, and we get the buff onto the Brave Princess. Then I see a Happy Little Tree, nothing else really for us in that shop, but this shop has a Wizard's Familiar, so that is sweet. So probably taking Wizard's Familiar and then potentially selling either Chicken or Baby Root to cast this Magic Research, because that will also get us a Merlin trigger. So just have to decide what I want to sell here, and like I said, it's probably the Baby Root, because if we do it on the Chicken, then we'll just have this extra gold that we don't have anything to do with. I'm just thinking, like, okay, if I do that, then what am I doing with the rest of my units? I think the answer is to frontline the Brave Princess, because if we... Oh, am I just not going to cast the Magic Research here? Okay, that's kind of interesting. It represents +3/+3 worth of stats. So that is a little bit interesting that I decline to do that there. But there you go. There is still going to be some plays that I maybe disagree with in the... I mean, I was definitely thinking about it, right? I was thinking pretty hard on it. Unfortunately, I mean, I don't think it really mattered. We're not going to win this combat regardless, and my opponent even gets a random bonus slay from an Ogre Princess that was created by their donkey there. So pretty awkward stuff for us. Here, it looks like I am gearing up to not care as much about the Baby Root, but we also have a Sporko. That is going to be really strong for allowing this Brave Princess to slay. Here we've got a Court Wizard. That could also be really strong. Also have a pair of eggs if I just want to go for some temporary power in the game. But right now, like, getting the Stag to trigger on the Sporko is just going to be really good. I did the wrong thing there. I turned off my camera to sneeze. I meant to mute. So apologies if I forget to take that out in the editing and that's really loud, but that wasn't... It's going to seem confusing. That wasn't live commentary sneeze. I didn't just splice in a sneeze there. Now I feel like I have to keep it in. If I remember, I will, I'll still try to edit it out there. I'll probably see the spike in audio. And hopefully I'll take that out for you guys. But yeah, when the camera when you guys don't see the camera, of course, that means it's live commentary. So that sneeze happened last weekend. That wasn't a sneeze that I just did right now. All right. Brave Princess is going to get a sleigh here thanks to Sporko, but Stag is not going to be able to attack. Luckily, it seems like these happy little trees are going to be able to put in some work, but we do have to take out that Sherwood Shore Shot first, and we are going to win this combat and even hit my opponent for 6 and deny a 4 glory. I always feel like that's a lack of respect. When you see your opponent has a 4 glory against you, and it's like, come on, man. You ain't beating me. But at some point, people, you have to bet on yourself. You have to think that you're going to win the combat. Here I am thinking about picking up this happy little tree, and we get the buff on that. And Secret Stash, that is the name of the treasure that I could not think of in the last video. So Secret Stash is probably the option here. We are one of the last 3 players in the lobby. And Secret Stash, like, you played for the gold too. Getting plus 3 gold on a turn can definitely be really strong. And then I'm not sure if I am just going to go for the Wish Upon a Star, but I don't hate it. So I think I will pick up the Secret Stash here. Nothing else really seems like it's too useful. I mean, I do have some trees, so I understand why I'm at least considering it, but Secret Stash, let's go ahead and pick that up. And then I do think I will take the Wish Upon a Star. Now, interestingly, if I had taken the Wish Upon a Star first, then we actually double our chances to throw that Merlin buff onto the happy little tree. And I think that that's potentially a mistake there. So I think you want to Wish Upon a Star first, and then it can hit either of your 2 unupgraded trees. Just more different real estate for it to hit than when you upgrade it, and now I only had a 1 out of 7 shot, whereas before I would have had a 2 out of 8 shot or a 1 out of 4 shot. So small thing there, but we are going to get our final sleigh with Brave Princess, and if I remember correctly, we are going to be taking a treasure map, and that is how we are able to find the Holy Grail. We're not really getting too much in the way of treasures, but I do believe that that is where we grab that one, hitting APOC for 10 while they are still level 5, and we also win the combat, so that's pretty sweet. And then, yes, we do see a treasure map here, so that is pretty sweet. And then we also see a 9 Sea Terror. So I don't think I'm going to take another Wish Upon a Star, but maybe I do. Honestly, I feel like I just wind up rolling, and I have to roll past a Wizard's Familiar here. This is tough, but when you have the 9 Sea Terror and you have the treasure map, I mean, this is kind of what happened to us in Game 3. And it might have even been almost this exact same scenario. No, it wasn't, because that was like a Court Wizard game. Okay, well, we can see that I was right to hold off there. So I'm going to be able to pick up a level 7 treasure next turn, which actually winds up perfectly working out, because then the following turn I will hit level 6. So I've already gained 2 experience, didn't really need some more, maybe it could have been nice, but these extra rolls helped to find us this 9 Sea Terror, and then we're going to set it up where our first turn of 6, 2 turns ahead of everybody else, is a Holy Grail turn. So that is really powerful here. Could buy and sell the chicken. I maybe give some commentary as far as why I don't think that's right. Oh, that's why. So I actually don't buy and sell the chicken here, because next turn I want to buy the chicken as well. So I want to go into level 6. I'm thinking, okay, next turn I'm going to buy 9 Sea Terror. The turn after that I'm going to be level 6. So I want to have even more gold going into level 6. So for that reason, I specifically don't buy the chicken and sell the chicken that we have there in the shop. and just try to collect as much gold as possible. Now, little did I know, I am going to have no issues with gold at all, as we are going to find the Holy Grail here. My stash giving us some extra health and extra gold this turn, so maybe that gold doesn't really matter here, but mirror, not really a consideration with this board. It is a really strong treasure, but we don't really have a direction right now. So Holy Grail is like the perfect treasure, and we're definitely going to want to grab that. After I grab the Holy Grail, I am going to pick up this chicken, and now I'm thinking that there's actually some really good 2-cost treasures that we might want to make sure that we're picking up on this Holy Grail turn. So I am going to grab this chicken. I'm curious if I also grab this Nyan Sea Terror. I do. So, no, I don't. Okay, faked me out there. But yeah, if we can find a piggy bank, that is absolutely fantastic. And here I'm going to pick up a copycat. I'm pretty sure when I am this far ahead of everybody that I should be able to transition pretty easily. It looks like APOC just got their experience there with that emote. I consider the, oh wow, I go for the, oh, that's pretty hard to pass up, isn't it, to grab an upgraded level 6 unit. Okay, I'm surprised. I thought that I held on to the chickens, but I think I'm just going to be buying some chickens in this Holy Grail turn, because now that I have the copycat too, boots would be really good, and Crown of Atlas would also be really good. So there's a few things that we're going to be looking for in this Holy Grail turn, but chief among them is Good Boy. Secondly is Copycat. Then Nyan Sea Terror, Golden Chicken, and that's probably it. What else could we potentially be looking for? I mean, I guess we'd take Hercules, Lancelot, maybe Friendly Spirit. But here we go. Time to go. No Nyan Sea Terror. I sold the Nyan Sea Terror. Do want Friendly Spirit. What else? Good Boy. Well, that's for sure. So now we've got the comp. I don't go for the friendly chicken there. Get distracted by the coin. Echo Wood is interesting, but I just want to find the good boys. Go for knighthood on the good boys. So now we've got a pretty reasonable showing here too. I'm going to go ahead and change around some of my positioning here as well, and just make sure that I have enough good units in this game. Don't really want that evil twin because we don't have Crown of Atlas yet. I do roll past the Lancelot. I'm just trying to find more good boys or copycats, really. Possibly should have purchased that Friendly Spirit or something too, but I'm going to take the Wizard's Familiar. Again, potentially a mistake, but hey, we get the Crown of Atlas. And that was probably one of the reasons that I go for it there, because yeah, these level treasures are good. Then I sell the chicken, pick up a copycat, and let's see what else. I think I can find one more copycat before this is over. I do find one more Friendly Spirit, and I also kind of want to... oh yeah, I guess my Wizard's Familiar is an animal now. So that's fine. We're doing good there. I'm just thinking that the... Elder in the background, the 7/8. That's not really super great for us at this point in the game. But what is pretty good is copycats plus good boys. Copycat is even going to survive there. So huge power spike. You can see, I mean, like, we're not that powerful, but my opponent's level 5 right now. So this is a pretty huge power spike, and that is how we got here. A Merlin with 2 upgraded level 6 units gonna hit one of the lobby leaders right there for like 15 points of damage, 10 points of damage, whatever that was. So really good showing there. Could take a Lancelot at this point. Copycat triggers and it gets plus 10, and then the second copycat triggers and it gets a little bit more. Oh, and then I realize, right, that I've got this Green Knight, so we actually activate the Lancelot immediately. There is no way to pick up this knighthood right this second, but I think it's worth locking for, because upgraded Copycat on upgraded Good Boy is just a whole lot of power. So I'm going to go for that here. I'm going to put in this Friendly Spirit as well. It's a little bit dicey, and the Green Knight supporting the second Copycat is really good just because it gives it a potential opportunity to attack again. I'm just worried that this board isn't that powerful, that I might need to just do a little bit more in order to get some things going here, but that's what we get. I am eventually going to sell off this happy little tree that I purchased on turn 1 just to clear out some of the stuff that's in this shop. I can buy 3 of the things from this shop right now, so I'm going to go ahead and do that just because that's basically effectively worth half a roll. So I spent 5 gold there to get like, I guess 0.6 gold there. It's a little bit more than half. But this Copycat is going to die. I think it would have died even if it had the Green Knight supporting it. But importantly, we are going to get a tier 5 treasure on this turn. So that could be really good for us. Golden Good Boy is probably still going to be enough to have us win this combat. And the Green Knight getting the Friendly Spirit buff will be rather huge. So we will still win, and we will still hit our opponent for 9 and stay at a pretty healthy 14 here. Then our treasure options are Helm or Ambrosia or Hand of Midas. Ambrosia's not really great for the Copycat comp, but Hand of Midas could be decent. It means that we're basically just going to spend a lot of next turn rolling, but what's interesting with Hand of Midas too, as I talked about in the previous video, like we currently have some pairs. We have this Copycat pair, which we're going to destroy in a second with this Knighthood, but we also have this Friendly Spirit pair, and we have this, let's sell the Baby Root before we hand there, so that way we can potentially get the Merlin trigger onto something that's on the board. But we have this Friendly Spirit pair, we have this Stag pair, so we're allowed to buy either of those things. I am going to go ahead here and put the Green Knight back in position 6. I do think it's just a little bit safer, and with the fact that this Copycat is going to give everything plus 10 and then plus 30, that would then be giving plus 45, so that makes Copycat's health up to a pretty sizable, don't feel like doing the math, do it for me there, 73. So I feel like that is actually worth it, because the difference between 73 and 53 could actually be the difference between surviving and not surviving. Looks like we're extremely powerful here, though, now that we've got upgraded Copycat on upgraded Good Boy. Not too much can stop us. I also did put in both of the Friendly Spirits there at the end to just add a little bit more power to the board. That's going to take out Segismundo there and put us into at least the top 4 at this point. And let's see, we are a top 4 gamer at this point, looking for Good Boy, looking for Friendly Spirit. The 5/5 is interesting. Can't really buy the Robin Wood here, though, because it's just not going to be pumping the Good Boy with any type of regularity, and I think that's kind of a waste of our Hand of Midas here. I will take the free roll, just another potential look at Good Boy, and here, like I said, we are allowed to pick up this Friendly Spirit, so that is totally fine, and none of these spells, or none of these treasures rather, are too powerful, but Deck of Many Things at least does something, so we'll pick up Deck of Many Things and then we'll keep rolling. Probably don't want another Friendly Spirit. I think I would potentially consider picking up a Copycat at this point, and we do also have to at least consider locking for Pigomorph. If we win this combat and our opponent wins next combat, or I'm sorry, if we kill Galahad here, and either one, Miri kills Wonderwaddle or Wonderwaddle kills Miri. Either way, that makes next combat the finals. And for the finals, a Pigomorph is pretty good, but you see me hover over my Hand of Midas. I don't want to just leave that on the table, so I'm going to go ahead and keep rolling and try to find something to put this Hand of Midas on. So we're going to get both of our copycats attacking here. That is now plus 120 to everything. I will be surprised with my opponent's board if they are able to take out anything here. We are just really, really strong. So feeling pretty good about this one. We are going to get the kill onto Kuyashi. And let's see, is this the finals or not? Did Wonderwaddle or Miri take the other one out? They did not, so we're still playing. Evil Twin is sweet, though, here because we have the Crown of Atlas, so this will give us a good boy. There is also definitely some consideration for just taking this Echo Wood, but I don't think that we really need it. When you have Echo Wood, then there's the chance that like some things could go wrong, whereas if we just play with a bunch of good units, it makes it a lot harder for things to just fall apart here. So I'm just going to keep rolling, and then let's find some space for this good boy. Looks like Wizard's Familiar is finally getting cut. Actually, I guess it is bigger than Lancelot, so we can keep in this Wizard's Familiar that we've had since turn 2. Unfortunately, that happy little tree had to go, though. We're probably like done with Lancelot, but I suppose if we find another... I don't see another way where Lancelot really gets into all of this. So Lancelot's probably done. The main thing that we'd really want right now would actually just be a pair of boots. But that's going to be almost impossible to get with the fact that we've got this Hand of Midas here too. My opponent's first unit is a good boy, so as long as we get to attack first, we win this combat. That is super easy, because now their good boy cannot kill the copycat, and now my copycat will get to trigger a good boy and a good boy, which is just infinite stats, infinite power here. They're not even going to break through our front line, and we are going to kill Wonderwaddle. Now our finals opponent is Miri. So Miri versus Merlin. We just beat Miri not too long ago when they were still on 5.2, so we'll see how much they have been able to improve in the interim here. I'm going to double check on the tracker here, but they are Court Wizardless and even Sure Shotless less Miri. So there no real reason to cast a Fog, but Gigantify is a gigantic amount of stats. So I'll go for Gigantify on the good boy. That seems pretty sweet. And then it looks like, unless we lose this combat and survive, we're probably not using Hand of Midas. See a Bearstein there? Bearstein at the very least pumps up the good boys. So if I sell 4 things, I'll be able to play Bearstein and I won't be down a unit. That's me just counting there. I will sell off my 3 benched units and then I have to sell 1 more thing. Goodbye, Wizards Familiar. You've been great. We're going to pick up a Bearstein just to give a few more stats to our boys in the back line. Also gives a few more stats to our copycats, so could be relevant. As long as we get the first attack, though, I don't see any way that this goes wrong. If we get the second attack, we still have 2 copycats and a bunch of good boys, so there's still a lot of ways that this can go right. Let's see what happens. We're going to cast a Shrivel. They're going to take out our copycat, but it's going to be our second copycat, so we're still going to get 2 good boy triggers on itself. Everything gets like plus 80, and then if good boy dies, everything's going to get another plus 100. But you can see my opponent just has not powered up that much. They are just a normal Miri. They do have a Sherwood Sure Shot, but they really don't have much of anything else. There's that glitch again with the good boy being a little bit slanted there. Just too much stats, and that is too much stats for Miri to deal with as well. So that is going to be another first place finish. And after our first 8 games, we are going to really be happy to have that first place finish here because, and I showed this off 2 videos ago, but I'll just pull it up here so that I can see what I'm talking about as well. The, what should I do? Should I full screen this? I'm just going to put it up as a graphic right now. The final, or the bottom 5 players in this division are all really close right now. There's like a 3-point gap GX and Archeron are like right in the middle, and then there's me, Segismundo, and Kuyashi plays all at the bottom, but all within a really tight point spread, and we're only halfway through, so anything could happen. I could still potentially even promote in the league. I think there is definitely a big thing to be said for momentum, but also for the fact that now I've seen what has to happen. I've seen what has to be done, and I can say that I'm not going to settle for anything else. Now, I did get pretty lucky in both of these past two games. I'll definitely give you that. This game especially had a lot of luck involved, even down to that first turn where I was able to have a free roll as Merlin and then lock a pretty decent shop after that. There's a lot of luck in the game, of course, but I think there's definitely something to be said for knowing what has to be done and then just repeating those same steps and trying to find victories, trying to find W's with that. That said, that's going to be it for me today. If you want to watch live, again, December 12th, 10 a.m. EST, and new Storybook Brawl videos every day at 9:30 p.m. EST. That's going to be it for me today, guys. Thank you very much for watching. I'm NoLucksGiven. Peace.